Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do a comparison of two mid-range smartphones right now available in India, the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite with the iQOO Z3. So these are two mid-range devices around the 20 to 22k price segment, with the Mi 11 Lite slightly more expensive in the base pricing compared to the iQOO Z3. Now both of these have quite different aspects in terms of hardware being offered, in terms of design, in terms of look, software, battery experience, charging. So a lot of differences are there, yet they are priced almost in the same price category. Now which of these devices should you buy? Where all these devices excel? That's what we are going to dig deeper in this detailed comparison. So before getting started, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin. So first let's have a look at the design and build quality. Now looking at the design of these two devices, one thing stands out is the design of the Mi 11 Lite is just less than 7 mm in thickness and just 157 grams in weight. That's more or less something which is really good in this price segment. While the iQOO Z3 isn't a bad looker, but it does provide some decent experience. The gradient pattern, the vertical camera layout and the iQOO branding looks good. But here I would say that my personal choice definitely would be the Mi 11 Lite, because it's more or less clear, because it's a more premium looking device out there with glass finishing, while we have a polycarbonate finish on the iQOO Z3. Now polycarbonate doesn't mean it is bad, it's no way that way. Polycarbonate means it's more durable, probably in terms of drops, chances of breaking are less, but at the same time it does not, polycarbonate does not give that premium look, but the glass finishing on the other hand gives premium look. Also glass finishing is more prone to breakages in terms of falling. So both have their own pros and cons, but here we would say the Mi 11 Lite is the better looking device out there, extremely slim and lightweight compared to the iQOO Z3, and also the material used feels a bit more premium. So design and build quality, definitely the Mi 11 Lite is our choice. Again, it's more of a personal choice whether you like a polycarbonate material or a glass build. That I would leave it to your viewers to decide which they want. But personally I would like the Mi 11 Lite in terms of design and build quality. Now next let's move on to the display. Now both the devices have higher refresh rate displays. Now we have a 120Hz refresh rate on the iQOO Z3, while it's a 90Hz refresh rate on the Mi 11 Lite. But having said that, Mi 11 Lite has an AMOLED panel, while it's an IPS LCD panel on the iQOO Z3. Now here we would once again say that the Mi 11 Lite display looks much better, because it's a 10-bit AMOLED panel with vibrant and richer colors, and the blacks are really deep and looks really good in terms of experience on the Mi 11 Lite compared to the iQOO Z3. Now the iQOO Z3 display is quite okay. It's an IPS LCD panel and 120Hz refresh rate. It does give a smoother experience with 120Hz refresh rate, but if we were to decide between one of these displays, then definitely the Mi 11 Lite is the choice here, because of the 10-bit AMOLED panel being offered. Also you get a punch hole selfie camera on the Mi 11 Lite, while it's a water drop notch on the iQOO Z3. So that's the display aspect. Now next, moving on to the software. Now both of these devices have Android 11. Now both of these devices have completely different UIs. Now one has the MIUI 12.0 while the other one has FunTouchOS 11. Now both of these UIs are quite unique in their own aspects. Now MIUI offers a plethora of options to choose and additional tools. Similarly, the FunTouchOS we have seen on Vivo devices also offers plethora of options and options to choose, and there are a lot of customization options available on both these devices. Now here I would leave it to your viewers to decide which of these UIs they like. Now both did perform pretty well in terms of experience. Now we would have liked the MIUI 12.5 on the Mi 11 Lite out of the box, but it is coming to Mi 11 Lite, but we are not really sure when it is coming, but Xiaomi has promised MIUI 12.5 for the Mi 11 Lite. Now on the other hand, the iQOO Z3 also comes with pretty good UI experience. The FunTouchOS has been revamped last year with the version 11, and it feels really smooth. Even the memory management has been improved. So overall both are good looking UIs. Now you can decide based on which one you personally like. Now in terms of our testing, both look really good and both have great experience too. So next is the performance. So this is one area where the iQOO Z3 takes the lead with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 768G processor. Now this is the first device with the Snapdragon 768G in India, and it is a 5G enabled chipset, while on the other hand the Mi 11 Lite is a 4G chipset with the Snapdragon 732G. Now in terms of raw performance, obviously the iQOO Z3 is the winner, even if you're looking at the gaming. Now Mi 11 Lite is not a device for gamers because although it does have liquid cooling, it's not a device specifically made for gamers. You can do some decent gaming, not a higher gaming, but on the iQOO Z3 it would prefer for gamers because it has a more powerful GPU as well as CPU, and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 768G outperforms the Snapdragon 732G in terms of raw performance. So in terms of gaming experience and performance, we would say the iQOO Z3 is the winner. So it's more or less clear. Now both the devices have a pretty good fingerprint scanner experience. Both are side mounted, they are pretty fast, and even face unlock looks pretty good. Now if you look at the haptics, that's where the iQOO Z3 actually falls short. We have mentioned that in our review as well. The haptics are not really that great, while on the other hand the Mi 11 Lite haptics are really good, and it does give a really good feedback when you are typing or even when you are navigating. So haptics are really better on the Mi 11 Lite compared to the iQOO Z3. Now both these devices are LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2 storage support. Now the Mi 11 Lite has dual stereo speakers, while it's a single speaker on the iQOO Z3. So speaker output is definitely better on the Mi 11 Lite. Now additionally the iQOO Z3 has 5G support. There are 2 band support. So if you are looking for a 5G enabled device for future proofing, then the iQOO Z3 is the option, because the Mi 11 Lite does not have the 5G support as of now, because the 5G variant of the Mi 11 Lite will probably be launched later, but as of now this device does not come with 5G, it's just 4G. Now both of these devices have carrier aggregation for dual VoLTE, voice over Wi-Fi, so all those features are similar on both the devices. Now moving on to the cameras. Now we have a triple camera setup on both the devices. Both have 64 megapixel camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and we have a 2 megapixel macro sensor on the iQOO Z3, while it's a 5 megapixel tele macro sensor on the Mi 11 Lite. And both of these devices have 16 megapixel selfie camera included. Now next let's have a look at the camera samples we have taken with these two devices. Now if you look at the daylight shots, you can see both produces pretty good imaging results, but the obvious difference here is the color saturation. The iQOO Z3 images are a lot saturated compared to the Mi 11 Lite, which produces more or less natural colors. We have mentioned this in our detailed camera review as well. The Mi 11 Lite images are a lot natural looking than the iQOO Z3, which boosts the colors. Now when it comes to details and sharpness levels, again we feel the Mi 11 Lite has a slight advantage because it feels a bit more sharper than the iQOO Z3 when you zoom in. iQOO Z3 seems to be a bit too soft in terms of details, but overall we feel both produces quite good results. Some may like saturated colors, but we as a reviewer like more natural colors, and this is where the Mi 11 Lite brings in more details and also better color reproduction. Now the dynamic range seems to be quite good on both the devices. Now here we feel in terms of daylight conditions, the Mi 11 Lite is slightly better. Now when it comes to ultra wide, both produces quite good results. Again nothing much to differentiate. Both have the 8 megapixel camera and does a decent job overall. Here we feel both worked quite well. Now when it comes to close-up images, once again the color saturation is a bit too harsh on the iQOO Z3, while the Mi 11 Lite prefers for a natural looking images, and this is more or less evident, and you can see color accuracy is not that great on the iQOO Z3. Now both devices have macro, but here again Mi 11 Lite is a winner with a dedicated tele macro lens which produces really stunning images. So that's the close-up images on both these devices. Now when it comes to portrait images, here we feel both did a quite good job. In fact the t-shirt color is a bit more accurate on the Mi 11 Lite. Skin tones are again quite good, but the iQOO Z3 does have a tendency to whiten the face tones, but more or less we like both the portrait shots. Now when it comes to low light experience, here we feel both are almost equal in terms of detailing being offered. Now when you zoom in, you can see that Mi 11 Lite is slightly sharper than the iQOO Z3, but again a bit of over sharpening is happening on the Mi 11 Lite. Now again both are quite average in terms of low light experience. Neither of them are really superior. We feel both should have done a bit more better in terms of night performance. Again, the sharpness levels are a bit too over sharpened on the Mi 11 Lite. Now here you can see that the image looks better on the Mi 11 Lite, which is more accurate, and when it comes to night mode, both produces quite decent results in terms of night mode being offered. Once again, we feel both are quite average in terms of low light experience. Both need a bit more fine tuning in terms of low light experience. Now when it comes to selfies, here again Mi 11 Lite goes for a natural color tone, but the iQOO Z3 goes for a slightly vibrant color tone. But again, selfies are more of a personal choice, so you can judge based on how you like, which image you like. So we leave to viewers to decide which selfies they like. Now both produce decent portrait selfies also. So that was the selfie camera on both these devices. Now finally the video recording. Now both the devices have 1080p at 30 and 60 fps. Both the videos looks quite good. Now iQOO Z3 also offers 1080p or rather 4K at 60 fps, while Mi 11 Lite offers only 4K at 30 fps. Now the colors were slightly better on the iQOO here when compared to the Mi 11 Lite. So summing up, if you look at the camera as a whole, we feel the Mi 11 Lite is a better camera in terms of overall performance, because it is more natural looking images, slightly sharper images, and also better details, and low light performance was quite similar on both these devices. So again, in our opinion, we feel Mi 11 Lite performed better than the iQOO Z3 in terms of camera experience. And finally, the battery life. Now the iQOO Z3 comes with a 4400 mAh capacity battery with 55 watt charging included, while the Mi 11 Lite has a slightly lower capacity, 4250 mAh capacity battery, 150 mAh lower, and it comes with only 33 watt charging. Now the 55 watt charging takes slightly over 55 minutes, while the 33 watt takes around 70 minutes. So there is a 15 minutes difference between these two devices in terms of charging. And in terms of charging performance, obviously the iQOO Z3 is the winner. Now in terms of battery performance, we feel both did a really good job. Both were equally good in terms of performance. We didn't see any much difference in terms of overall battery life. So we would say both did equally well in terms of battery performance. So that is a detailed comparison of the iQOO Z3 with the Mi 11 Lite. So which one should you buy? Now we'll say these are two devices which are difficult to pick a winner, because both have their own pros. Now if you're looking for a gaming device with more powerful GPU, and then if you want 5G support, so those things if you have in mind, then the iQOO Z3 is the better device to go, because the Qualcomm Snapdragon 768G supports 5G, and it is more powerful than the Snapdragon 732G offered at almost the same pricing on the Mi 11 Lite. So if gaming and more powerful GPU is your requirement, then definitely the iQOO Z3 is the winner. And it also gets faster charging, the 55 watt charging. So those areas are iQOO Z3's strong points. Now if you look at the Mi 11 Lite, now here we get a stylish device, extremely lightweight, extremely slim, one of the slimmest device out there, excellent crisp display. The 10-bit AMOLED display looks really sharp and vivid. Then performance is decent, I would say, if not as good as the iQOO Z3 in terms of gaming, obviously because the Snapdragon 732G is not as powerful as the Snapdragon 768G. And cameras we feel are better on the Mi 11 Lite. So it's an excellent camera actually on the Mi 11 Lite with great performance. So if you're looking for 5G support on gaming, then go with iQOO Z3. But if you want more camera, better display and better design, then go with the Mi 11 Lite. So that is a detailed comparison of the Mi 11 Lite with the iQOO Z3. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.